We are live, George.
Evening, everyone. Hope we're all doing okay. Happy Friday. Welcome to the Arsenal Women Chat Show, where we're also live on the Hybrid Fans Forever channel and the Mr. Arsenal podcast. I hope we're all doing well. We're going to delve into the game against Leuven on Wednesday and then look forward to Brighton. But obviously, please drop all your comments. Obviously, you guys make the show, so makes my job a little bit easier. So, just want to welcome my guest, Catherine. How are you doing, mate?
Doing pretty good. Happy to be here.
Cool. Good to have you here as well. Laura, how are you?
I'm good. I'm tired, but I'll get through this, and then I'll have some food, and then I'll go to bed.
Cool.
And then that is me for 5 days. I'm off work. Thank God.
Oh, nice. At least you can try and chill and relax.
Yeah, nothing to do anyway. No games anyway. So
Yeah. Cool. We probably will have a couple of other people joining us in a little while, so just watch that space.
Should be on the list. Every one of them.
Yeah, so we need to get that. I need to ask Jonesy or Ryan for that. Cool. Should we say some hellos in the chat while we're here? Or...
I don't know why she does it, but even though she's here, Catherine.
Yeah. Hi, Catherine.
Gotta show my support in the chat. Come on now.
Top Dogger. What a name. What a name. Top Dogger says North London forever.
Nice one, mate. Good to have you here.
Miss Melina said hi.
Hey, Mel. Hope you're doing well.
Dorian said hi as well.
Hey, Dorian.
Chris says hello, guys.
Hey, Chris.
James Patterson says evening all.
Hello, James. I've heard of him, but yeah.
I've never heard of him either, even though I've got pictures of him all over my house. So that's weird, isn't it?
It does make you sound really weird and like a stalker. Like, I don't know who he is, but I've got pictures of him all around on my walls on my house. So.
Mike's here.
Hey, Mike. How you doing, mate?
And of course, Mark, from all the way from Australia.
Hey, Mark. Good to have you
here. Happy Kyra Cooney Cross got some time on the field, so he is. He's happy.
Just want to say that I really appreciate, obviously, everyone joining and with the shows and that. But Mark, I really, really appreciate it. Like, obviously, Australia, the time zone is a lot different, so it makes us happy that we've got people like you. It'd be good to actually kind of, I'm sure we can make it work, Laura, can't we? Like, maybe do a pre-record with you, Mark, one time to like just get you on one of the shows if that interests you.
Yes, it would be good to try and get his view on obviously the Australian girls and obviously talk about like the Australian national team. And Caroline's on. Hello.
Hi.
Obviously Ben's supposed to be in, but he says once his laptop's settled in, he'll be with us. Twofold says big up the panel.
Cool. So
Kev's he's a bit rough to join us, so he is.
That's right, and just want to say happy birthday to Kev as well. I'm not going to lie, mate. I don't even know how old you are, but I'm assuming you're clocking on. So we'll say happy birthday, mate. 22 plus VAT and national insurance, but it's fine. But we love you, Kev. You know that. So I hope you've had a really good birthday. Right.
Yeah. Haj is in as well. Hello, Haj.
Oh, Haj. AKA Freedom Morning. That's what I'm putting out there. I reckon that's Frida. Cool. What we'll do, we'll just quickly go over Leuven. Obviously, Catherine, we went out to Leuven. We saw a very, very rotated team, didn't we? When you first saw that, was your thoughts that was too heavily rotated, or was it kind of what you wanted to see?
Yes and no. I mean, from the players that were actually being rested and rotated out, i.e. Kim Little, I was not that upset to see her getting rotated out and getting some rest. Olivia Smith playing up top instead of Russo, second game in a row. That was kind of, I guess, another shocker, but I'm glad that like rotation in the back line, especially with, we're going to see players gone in the next few weeks, getting players in to actually get some more minutes on them. I wasn't terribly upset with the rotation of the squad.
Cool. Yeah, that'd be great, Mark. What I'll do is Laura can reach out to you to get kind of details how we can get in touch with you, and then we'll make that show work. I'm assuming that's all right, Laura.
Yeah, that's fine, yeah. Just because you're consistent anyway, so why not?
So, so yeah, that'd be really good. And like, this is what this show's all about. Like, everyone is welcome. Like, guys, you've seen some of the people we have on here. Like, we've had Darren, we've had Austin, we've had Brother Grimsby. So that's just to name a few. So yeah, like, we've all learned interpretation lessons when James comes on. So like, we're all done well. Cool. Do we have
I don't know,
Caroline?
the 30 second Scottish lesson that I got did not do very well for me. I will say that.
There's been times when we've been in the pub and James has said something to me and I've just looked at Laura and she's had to say what he said. So, but yeah. Do we have Caroline?
Yes.
Cool. Hiya. Hope you're good. Kind of obviously going into Leuven, like I was just saying to Catherine, we saw some rotation. We saw Livy Smith through the middle again. What's your views on that? Obviously, Laura thinks it's something we shouldn't see loads and loads, but yeah, what's your views on Smith through the middle?
I feel like, I mean, obviously it worked. Like, she did fine. And I think it was the right decision, considering I think they played professionally, but I think it was the right decision to rest them, because I think, considering that I'm not going to say we're contending to win the league, but obviously the league still matters. We're still in the FA Cup and we're still in the Champions League. Something has to give at some point. So if you were going to rotate for a game, I think that was potentially the one to rotate for, if that makes sense. But no, it seemed to work. So yeah, I mean, I saw someone in the chat say, like, benching Russo when Steena's out seems like an odd decision, but I can kind of understand, which is true, but I can also see something's got to give at some point. They can't all play every single game. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, and Russo, honestly, Russo needs a break. If Steena is out injured, Russo needs to be rotated out too. Like, yeah.
Yeah. I think, like I said, if you were going to rotate for any game, looking at what we've got coming up, that was the one to rotate for, if that makes sense. Like, I would rather have had them planning to rotate for that game than having to have had to rotate for City or for Brighton at the weekend. Do you know what I mean? I would rather, like, if a choice has got to be made, I feel like it was the right one.
Yeah, I think also, like, obviously, Laura, I'll come to you. What a lot of people are not really looking at as well is, did they rotate through choice or because they had to? Chloe Kelly needed to get some minutes where she's just coming back. Obviously, Beth Mead's out for a good few weeks now. And if Stina Bratzinis is injured, like, maybe they didn't really have a choice. All right, fine. I think you still need to rotate Russo because you can't keep playing. She can't keep playing 90 minutes, 90 minutes, 90 minutes. It's the inevitable. You know what's going to happen. So, like Caroline said, do you think, obviously, that Leuven game was probably the game to do that? Obviously, now with the score, it enables us to probably rotate Russo again if we could.
Yeah, I think it was Tim Stillman that had said that Alessia Russo was just about to hit the red zone of getting ready for injury prone if we don't start to rest her soon. And I think in a game like that you know that you're going to, we all know as fans that at that point we were going to practically walk over Leuven. We were us as fans were trying to give them a little bit of respect in terms of giving them a go when we're predictions and trying not to disrespect them too much in terms of that. But we all knew that was going to be a scoreline of high of 3, 4, 5. So in terms of resting players, I think it was the right decision to rest Alessia Russo. But yeah, in terms of other players that were rested as well, I think you could see there was relationships on the pitch there that were working. I know a few people have mentioned that Frieda and Smith worked really well.
Depends who you're asking, Laura. The rest of us, it works for. But according to Darren, they're more woke than working. So
yeah, but then Darren was drunk, and if he was as drunk as your brother and stealing mopeds, then
yeah, just to clarify, he didn't actually steal a moped. Like he's got more chance Austin stealing a mop than a moped. So
yeah, like I said earlier.
Yeah. But yeah, I just like picking on Darren. It's fun. But thank you for looking after my brother while out there, Darren, Chris, and Dorian, and the others. It's just a shame you didn't get a video of him falling down the stairs. I've got a wedding to pay for, guys. Come on, where's my where's my money? Yeah. But yeah, all jokes aside, I think like what you're saying, Laura. Obviously, Russo's been playing so much. You don't want her to get into that red zone to be susceptible to picking up an injury.
Yeah.
It seemed to work. Obviously, what the lineup they put out, it worked. It was 4-0. You'd like to say that tie is over now, so that means you could probably even rest Russo in that game.
For who though? If Stina's still injured, for who? Because Smith is out on a suspension.
I don't know.
Or do we play with no striker?
Is she available?
Play a false 9 and put Ford or Kelly there, I suppose.
I was going to say it's like Michaela Marino available, but even he's had surgery lately. So.
Yeah. But I'm not sure, but I think it's a bit thin that you have to say, Russo has to play because we're 4-0 up at the end of the day. You could still probably play one of. You could. I had even fancied to play Mariona Caldente as a false 9.
I was going to say that there. Yeah, you could probably push Mariona up and use Mariona as what
or even Frieda. Frieda's played in a false 9 before. So I just if you're going to play, I just think you're playing Russo just for the sake of it. So if that's the argument you're having, so Leslie Russo has to play 90 minutes on Wednesday in a dead rubber. Like that's
yeah. You can take your hands down now, Laura. It's okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
listen, if you don't want any goals, don't put Frieda anywhere near it.
Is that the same Frieda that scored 2 on Wednesday?
Yeah, but that's not. Listen,
I'm just here to ask the questions, Laura.
She won't be consistent. That's it. She's got her 2 goals of the season. She won't be consistent now. That's half. She's like,
is that on top of the 3 goals that she had earlier in the season?
Yeah, and how long it took her to get the 2 goals that she just scored in the Champions League? Come on.
Yeah, we don't need goals. 0-0 wins. 0-0, we're through, mate.
Yeah, because we don't need goals. We're going to win. It's the Champions League, are we?
Yeah, I think you're a bit harsh. A bit harsh.
I mean, the other person that found her shooting boots last season was Ford. It's not
Ford,
like
Ford, okay. Before Ford scored the winner against Corinthians, I know that Lotte Wuppermoy had scored in that game, but they were then level on total goals for the season before Ford scored that winner.
No, I know that. I meant last season. Like she was like completely came out of left field last season. She was great. And then this season, I'm like, where did that person go? But you never know. She might find her boot. She might find her shooting boots again. Who can say?
That's wishful thinking.
Maybe, but it did happen last season, so you never know.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think obviously probably Russo will start, but I don't think she necessarily needs to personally. Like, don't tell me they can't pick someone from the under 21s or something and put them up front. It's if you if you had a front three of say Mariona and a false nine, Kelly, and obviously Ford has to play because Beth and Smith are out, so you can still have a midfield three of playing Kim, Kyra, and Palova or Frida if you want to. So that six for me should be more than capable of at least getting a couple of goals and probably even winning the game against someone like Leuven. It's not like we're asking her to play in that team against Brighton or a WSL team, but if you're playing against them or something like Bristol City, you can afford to at least at least rotate Russo a little bit. Like, not, I don't think she has to play 90 minutes just because Smith's suspended and Steen's injured, personally.
Yeah.
But kind of obviously we'll talk about Frida, seeing as Laura likes to talk about her so much. Catherine, I'll come to you about it because I don't want to upset Laura too much because she produces my show, guys, so I have to be nice. But obviously, like Laura says, like Audrey said, we all know that consistency isn't there with Frida Mornan. But on judging on Wednesday's game, how did you think her performance was? I did watch the highlights back and listen back to it. I know people are going to say, but that's what she's meant to do. But she didn't really actually do that much apart from score those 2 goals.
I mean, she was in the right spot for those goals. I think. Oh God, I watched part. I will say I watched part of the game, and have seen the highlights. But she didn't offer that much of like a midfield escape. She and the goals that she scored it was kind of like right place, right time. I mean, what was it, the second goal that she scored, the header, that was off of a corner or a free kick. Like anyone could have gotten their head on the ball. She just happened to be the one that got her head on the ball first. Like, I wasn't completely wowed with her performance despite the 2 goals. I mean, like, you take those 2 goals out, I don't think she offered much. And because I do love my stats, I did do
Really? Never would
some
have guessed.
I did look at some of this stuff. And so I looked at FootMob and whatever statistical analysis that they use. I looked at SofaScore, and both of them had their player ratings. They did not have Monum as their top performer, which you're like, she scored 2 goals. How could she not? So Frida had only won 25% of her duels, and she had like 8 duels. She only won 2 of them. So that was not that great compared to Russo, who came on for 25 minutes. Russo won 66% of her duels.
Yeah.
Like, she was on for a third of the time that Frida was, and was able to outperform her just on the ground on duels by double.
Yeah.
So that, to me, that says I can't provide well enough in the midfield to.
So I've got a question about.
No brainer.
I mean, I'm kind of with Laura on this. With Frida, take out the goals, then she should have been coming off at halftime.
So I've got a question about this because James has put something in the chat, and Laura probably knows where I'm going with this. So apparently, if Stina was in that position, she would have had 3 goals.
Assuming she was on.
When did Stina ever start playing in the 10 role? And if that's the case, why did they put Russo there in the 10 and put Stina through the middle, and then some of the games she don't even score?
I think it's more on the fact that Russo or the wingers would have been feeding Stina, and Stina would have been in those positions to actually shoot and score. Hold on, I'm pulling up more details on this, but I just wasn't all that impressed with Frida. Let's see, SofaScore had McCabe as the top performer, followed by Leah Williamson, then Laia Codina, and then Bottom. And then on FootMob they have who she was still like the fourth best player of the team.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know. It's hard to. I mean, if you had Stina on the pitch, then it would have been a different formation. But with the goals in which Frida had scored, she was right in. I'm looking at the 4 shots that she took. She had one shot that was blocked, one that was just completely wide, and I don't know what she was trying to do with that. And then her other 2 goals were pretty much at the penalty spot and closer. So she wasn't all that far away, and seems more like right place, right time.
She still needs to be in that position.
Yeah.
It feels like she's been absolutely character assassinated here, personally. Like, I think at the end of the day, whether she's consistent in all these games or not, she's still in the Champions League, was in the right position to score those 2 goals. Comparing someone who's offside 24 times out of 26 and saying that she would score more, fine. Well, let's see that when she actually is fit enough to play and doesn't score 1 goal, and then like everyone's like, oh well, she won the Champions League, but she's missed another 52 chances since then. But yeah, we'll move on, because obviously I'm in the minority here talking about Frida. I just think it's laughable, but there you go. Caroline, obviously we did see, like we said, we saw some rotation. Also with the defence, we saw Codina getting a game.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, what's your views on her? Obviously, we haven't seen much of her playing. Do you think she done okay? I know they didn't really offer much going forward.
No, they didn't offer much. But I think when I could see her trying to make the most of the time she was getting, if that made sense. Like, I think there was a couple of times I spotted she was trying things, and I'm watching her thinking, what are you doing? But she made the right decisions, I think, more than she didn't. And she seemed to be supporting people around her really well. Like, she seemed to be trying to put herself in good positions. And yeah, I got the sense that she was trying to make the most of the opportunity, if that makes sense. But I thought it was great to see her. I was so pleased for her. She looked like really chuffed. Oh, what did you find, Catherine?
Leicester almost scored against City.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry.
I thought you'd found like a mega stat or something. I was like, is this an exciting stat?
No. The only sad stat about Codina is her lack of pace.
Yeah, that's very true.
I don't think she has any pace, really, to be honest.
And you do need a lot of pace in the like when you get to the levels that we play at.
Yeah.
But I was really pleased to see her. Like I said, I think you could see she was really trying to make the most of the opportunity, and I was really chuffed to see her.
Yeah. Darren, I might have took the bait, but at least I know how to spell the word stadium. But yeah. So 2 can play that game, Mr. Darren. Laura, obviously we've spoke about Codina before. Do you think obviously seeing her play and how she played, when there's been some people have said that, we want to see her play more games, do you think that's realistic, or do you think she just plays in those games or comes on for those minutes when we are needing to rotate Catley, Lotta and Leah?
Yeah, I don't... Listen, Laia Codina for me is really down the pecking order when it comes to obviously the central defenders. And at the moment, I genuinely do think it will be hard for Leah Williamson to just step back into that team, simply because of how good Lotta Wubben-Moy and Steph Catley have been recently. So, and yeah, I think the more games Laia Codina plays, whether that's centre back or central defensive midfield, we notice her pace isn't picking up. And the more I'm thinking is we can't keep blaming that she's not really getting game time anymore, because she's getting minutes, she's coming on, and you're noticing that the pace isn't picking up.
Yeah, I think she's getting decent minutes, to be honest.
Yeah, she had, like, obviously Wednesday was decent minutes for her. Before that, in the Man City game, she got decent minutes. I think she was on the pitch for something like 20 minutes.
She was on the pitch for 1 minute against City. Against Corinthians, she was on the pitch for 28. The Moroccan team was 90. She played the full 90 against United.
Well, there you go. Full 90 minutes. So that's for me as a fourth choice centre back. That's decent minutes, and the pace should be starting to come up now to game time. To obviously Leah, Moy, Steph Catley. But we seen it the other night. Like, Leah's been out injured, and her pace is still at top notch. But it just doesn't seem to be picking up.
I just think for a fourth choice defender, she's getting quite a lot of minutes. If you look at them sort of players, squad fringe players, because that's what she is. Let's not get that twisted. People like Palova, Kyra Cooney-Cross haven't recently been getting those minutes.
Yeah.
So I think she's been very, very lucky. Like, she has come on a couple of times kind of in midfield or wherever. So I don't know. I think you just have to accept that she doesn't have that pace and should be okay as a squad option, but I don't think she would ever. I just think playing in the WSL and then playing in Spain is completely different, isn't it?
Yeah, we touched on this the other night actually during the watch along, that you were like, I can't ever remember Laia Cadena being a pacey defender in the Spanish league or at the Spanish national team. And it's a shame as well, because Laia Cadena it's a bit like having Manu around, like having those people at the club obviously bring the morale up and training and things like that, but that's not going to win us titles or obviously silverware going forward, and that unfortunately for me is where the clear out needs to really happen.
Yeah, no, I agree. Cool. Well, move on to the Brighton game, because I think we've kind of covered everything on Leuven. Catherine, obviously going into the Brighton game is quite an important game, obviously, because it's not being negative, but obviously the title race is not something we are actually in because Man City is so far ahead. But second spot is definitely up for grabs, isn't it? So you kind of want to be going into that Brighton game. Do you think we'll see more of what our first 11 should be?
Yeah, I think we'll probably see something similar to our last WSL game. I think this time around we're gonna want to put more than one goal in the back of the net. Considering that the first game was an own goal that won us the game, and that was the only goal in the game. So I think we're gonna go back as much as we can to what our last WSL start was. I don't even know what that starting 11 was, but Russo will probably be back in the starting 11. Beth's out with a shin injury, so Chloe Kelly will probably be taking that spot. Expecting Olivia Smith to be starting on the left. Back four, probably going to Leah Williamson's probably going to be back into the starting 11 for the WSL game. But what is that? Oh, you're ahead of me.
That's a surprise. Us being ahead of Catherine on a watch-along or with a game. That's a surprise, eh?
I don't know. I mean, I think we're Frida's probably gonna. It's probably gonna be like Frida, Mariona, Kim. Ew, what were they doing? Sorry. Frida's probably gonna be starting with Kim and Mariona. I don't think that's gonna end up changing really for the rest of the season. And Laura's face is either going on the City game or me saying that Frida's probably gonna be starting. I don't know. I mean, back four, I feel like it's going to be Steph and Leah. Leah's started. She played 60 minutes. Next up is 90. But I think it's before City had scored. There was that off chance that like, okay, yeah, Leicester could actually do something over on them and close the gap. But considering our last fixtures, considering United and Chelsea's last fixtures, 7 fixtures, there's it could either be second place could be the difference of 1 or 2 point between second and third, or it could completely blow wide open and we could see another massive gap between second and third. But I don't know, City are out, even though mathematically we're still in the title charge. It's statistically unrealistic or extremely low.
Yeah.
So
I could see Leah actually not starting Sunday, and then them starting her for 90 on Wednesday with a heavily.
I was also thinking that. I was like, you don't want to overload her too much too quick.
Yeah, so
I mean,
like, because that team Wednesday probably is going to be heavily rotated again. So, but obviously you don't want to heavily rotate it. You don't want to be silly. So, I could see Leah starting Wednesday. Because I think that's a fair on Lotta if she gets just dropped like that. Personally,
my big concern though coming up here, though, is that what was it after the Bristol City game? Then we're going to be without our Aussies for what, 3 games, 4 games, at least. I don't even know the last time that they would be out. So then we didn't bring in a new center back during the transfer window. So we have 4 that we can rotate. Now we're going to be down to 3, and then 1 is just coming back from injury, and that's Leah. And then you've got Lata and Lyle, who they can do. We saw them have a great season. Was it 2 seasons ago when they were playing together due to injury? Like, it's not unrealistic for me to say that those 2 can play really well together. It's just a matter of, at this point, practicality of getting can Leah play a full 90 against Brighton, who are not like Liverpool or West Ham this season. So do we want to give her a 90-minute challenge against Brighton, or give her a 90-minute easier run against Leuven?
But then I think you have to put, well, not drop, but surely you have to put Steph Catley on the bench then, because you need Leo and Lotta to be forming a partnership plan together over the next few weeks. So if the Australians are going to go, surely that means if Catley's the one who's going to have to be being rotated in and out.
My fear is about Leah Williamson is if we don't start to obviously give her more minutes than 60, Serena Wegman's going to do it at national team.
Mm-hmm.
And
this is very true.
That is my fear, and we all know that Serena will allow these players to play on an injury. And I really don't want Leah coming back to us in an injury, and then we're the ones that suffer.
That's an excellent point.
Yeah,
because I mean, we all know what's going to happen. Like, she is going to be back in the England camp, and she's going to be played at least 120 minutes, and one of them will be a full 90, if not more. Like, it's just one of those frustrating things that
at least you know she's fit to do.
But how fit? I mean, like truly, how fit? Because if Lucy Bronze can say, "Oh yeah, I have a broken bone ahead of a major tournament, but I'm going to play 90 minutes every single game of this tournament, or plus, because extra time, I think," and then Leah's like, "Oh yeah, she can play on a broken bone. I can play with my muscle injury," and it just.
I think them injuries were a bit different, personally, but
Yeah, it's just that concern. Like, if she doesn't play 2-0 City, if she doesn't play 90 for Arsenal prior to the prior to the international break, she will be playing 90 minutes in at least one game, if not both of them.
Yeah.
For England.
Yeah. 2-0 City need them all.
Who is England even playing?
Is it China? Question mark? I can't remember.
But like James said, this is where Arsenal as a football club need to actually say to England, well, obviously Leah Williamson is just coming back from injury, so we're saying that minimum she can only play a certain amount of minutes.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not being rude. Like, if anyone on here thinks that someone will say to Leah Williamson, oh yeah, it's up to you how long you play. Well, what are you expecting her to say? You expecting her to say, "Oh no, do you know what? I've been injured a little bit, so I'm not going to play that much." No, like use your head.
Yeah.
Anyone in this room, if using Leah Williamson's point of view, situation, won't be saying, "Oh, I'm the captain of my country," but you know what? Because I've been out, because I'm trying to be a bit careful, I won't play that game. Anyone would play as many minutes as they can. So, for me, the situation has to be taken out of the players' hands. It has to go from the medical team from Arsenal, like the medical team at Arsenal in England, and see what they think. But like I don't get personally, I don't get the thing when people say, "Oh, you know what Serena's like? She'll just play all the time." Well, she's a captain. What do you want her to do? But this is where I think Arsenal as a football club can speak up and say, we respect that she's the captain of England, but she is also a big player for us, and we've got some big games coming up. So, is there any way that her minutes, if it's friendly games, can be limited?
Yeah.
And I don't think that's harsh. I don't think that's hard to ask. Personally, like
it's not like England are short of defenders anyway. Like,
no.
we're all screaming for Lotte Wubben-Moy to get some minutes at England. Play
I mean, yeah. What does she have to do?
Like, so
Isn't she a right back?
for England kids, yeah.
Just Melina, yeah, Livy Smith has been doing really well. It's good that you're here as well. Yeah, funny, we are quite happy with her as well. So I think next season she's going to be about 2-3 levels up from what she is now. Mark also said the players Aussies go from the 24th February, but we'll be back for the Chelsea away Champions League game. That's good because I think we'll probably need people like Catley and Kyra.
Thinking about that gives me the shivers.
I'm not. You know what? I'm excited. I'm excited.
Just make sure.
What a better way to destroy Sonia Tuna Pasta's new reign than put her in the mud, not winning the Champions League because of us. So what is? Do you know what I mean? So I'm excited. And what a better place to do it, right in front of Basil at Bridge. Couldn't happen to a better person. So I'm excited. Yeah, I'll try and get him on a show, Laura, like live watch along, like when we're knocking them out or something.
Oh, I should have asked him.
Ask him for an after match.
I should have.
But yeah,
I mean, England can rotate for their first international window, even though they are World Cup qualifiers. They're playing Ukraine and Iceland in that window.
Why did I get China? That was a bizarre thing.
The April window is going to be a lot different because World Cup qualifiers, who was England in a group with? Spain.
Ah, yes.
Yeah. So
that'll be fun.
Yeah.
We've got
the Champions League.
we've got a host for our Chelsea Stamford Bridge Champions League watch along. So cheers, Kev. Thanks for that. Well, but it's not the bridge that gives you diseases. It's probably all the people coughing and spluttering in and outside of the bridge that do it. But there you go. But yeah, so I just think there's a bigger picture to it too, and people saying, "Oh, well, we're blaming Serena, blaming Leah." Well, at the end of the day, if you was the captain of your country, surely you'd want to play every minute. Doesn't matter who you're playing. Miedema was the one who grabbed the second goal, so hey, that's that game over. Caroline will obviously going into the Brighton game. Like we said, we're expecting the sort of the team that played against Man City. What is that the sort of team you want to be seeing? Because obviously against Man City, the result went our way, yeah, but playing Manchester City and playing Brighton is a complete different ball game, really.
I was thinking about this, and I was thinking, like, do we put out the same strength of team as we do against City? And I think ultimately, I would be surprised if almost the same team didn't start, because we, like, I think it was Catherine said before, we need every point we can get our hands on, and we need to make sure we can get every point we can get our hands on. And Brighton's one of those teams I feel like, you know, are obviously going to play out of their skins against us because everybody seems to. And it's, yeah, I feel like I'd rather secure a good few goals with a strong team and then substitute as necessary rather than fully rotate, if that makes sense, because we need every single point we can get our hands on.
Yeah, I think this is the same Brighton team that conceded 3 goals in about 9 minutes to West Ham.
True that, but you never know. I don't know. I feel like I've been hurt. I feel like I've been hurt too many times at this point. So I'm
I just think I think defensively, I don't think Brighton are actually that good. So
no, I feel like there's a middle ground to be had. I don't feel like we need as much rotation as we did against the lot on Wednesday, whose name I can't seem to get in my brain. But equally, I don't think we should fully rotate. I feel like there's like a middle ground. There's a middle ground to be had here.
Yeah, to be honest, I'd like to just see. I would just put the team out that played against Man City. Laura, are you kind of thinking that as well, or do you think this could be a chance? Maybe people like Kyra or Palova could get some minutes.
I did say earlier in another podcast that I would like to see Kyra maybe starting over Frida. I know we mentioned Frida maybe starting on Sunday, but I'd maybe like to see Kyra starting. For me, Kyra was coming into form before obviously the sad news of her mum, but she was really coming into form for us at Arsenal, and I'd like to maybe see her pick that back up again and try and obviously keep her mind off what's going on in the background and try and pick that up again. But obviously she's going to need minutes before she goes back to Australia, if she's going to go. That is. So yeah. But in terms of the team, I don't want to change anything. Obviously, Olivia Smith's going to be on the wing, and it's 3-0 to City.
Another Viv goal.
That game's over. Do we have any comments in the chat?
Oh, good for her.
Yeah. Before I go, obviously right into the chat. Caroline, do you have a Champions of Europe jumper on?
No, I don't. It's a
dang.
It's a scout camp jumper. Sorry.
I thought we were going 3 out of 4 there and making George feel left out. Sorry, George.
We can pretend it's a Champions of Europe jumper. You didn't see
it's fine. I don't have the luxury of owning one, so there you go.
No. I think I missed the boat. I wanted to get one, but they ran out really fast.
Yeah, Kev's obviously mentioned about obviously Rosa not being able to play on Sunday simply because she's obviously under contract to us. Let's also remember that Fran Kirby is also injured. So Fran Kirby
along with one of their defenders who last time we played them, she had come on in the 73rd minute. So they're without Fran Kirby, a bench defender, and Rosa Kafaji. Just because
they're also
owned by Arsenal.
I was going to say they're also without Michelle Adjiman, but there you go.
She returned from her loan spell at Brighton. Yeah. She returned to her home club.
And if I remember right, I don't think their manager is back either as well. So it's very unsettling at Brighton at the moment, which is a shame because I wanted them to be up there. So
I like, as a team for like Brighton fan base, I think what the fans do at Brighton is quite good. Like, we've been wanting teams to do stuff more, and one of their fan base, they're one of the fan bases, that actually do make effort. So I always don't mind seeing Brighton do that well until they play us. But that's what I mean. Obviously, kind of thoughts going into the scores, Catherine. It's you should be a bit confident. We should be a bit confident, shouldn't we? Like, obviously, seeing the performances and the victories we've been putting in.
Yeah. Oh, 4-0. Jesus Christ. Sorry. I look away from the TV for 2 seconds to look at some of the stats and stuff that I pulled up.
Asakawa makes it 4-0. Yeah.
No, I was just kind of.
I've got like 5 of her sticker now for the sticker book. I literally have 5 of her. Sick of her face.
It could still be 4-4.
Yeah, I was just trying to pull up some of the interesting stats about tomorrow's game, Sunday's game. Jeez, it's Sunday. And the fun fact of the day is that Arsenal have kept a clean sheet in the last 4 away matches. So that in itself does not bode well for Brighton. However, on the flip side, what's her name? Psyche? I don't know how to say her name. She has scored in 57% of home matches.
So CK, that's Chloe Kelly, isn't
it? So I think no matter what keeper is in goal, whether it's Daphne or Borba, I think we'll still get a clean sheet.
I don't think it can be Borba yet.
She is under review after further after today's training session. I mean, she was in training. She was in the training session leading up to the Leuven game. She was in the training pictures today, like full team training. So score prediction 3-0. I think we actually need to go out and get more than just one goal that was scored by one of the Brighton players as an own goal. So.
I think what Mike has said is absolutely bang on as well. Like Wednesday is a free hit. We're 4-0 up. You can heavily rotate if Borba's back and you don't want to play Daphne back 90 minutes like that. You can play Borba and then go. So you can heavily rotate on Wednesday because it's whatever way you look at it. We should. We're not going to lose 5-0. So, and I think that's why I think you play your best team that you possibly can on Sunday. Get the 3 points. 3 points. That's all that matters really. And then like Wednesday's games are free hit. Caroline, what's your score predictions with that? And obviously we'll probably have Russo through the middle, so it'd be good if she can get a couple more goals, like get back into a groove really.
So that would be great. I'm going to say a conservative 2-0 because I've been hurt too much lately. I think that'd be fine. I think we'll keep a clean sheet. I think Brighton will give us everything they've got, so I'm going to say 2.
Yeah. Mark,
I'll be very proud. If we come back next week and it was like 5 or 6, I will be so happy. But I'm going to conservatively say 2.
Mark, Taylor Hines, I don't think is fit. So yeah, which is a shame because I think if she was fit, I think she probably would play in the week, but it doesn't look like she is. So, Laura, kind of going back to you with the prediction. I won't forget you this time, and even if I ask you twice, so just to make sure I haven't forgot you. Are you confident going into that Brighton game?
I was saying this earlier. I really can't put my finger on Brighton. Brighton is such a tricky team. If they come out and sit in a really low block, which we know Arsenal will struggle. Any of the Arsenal teams are struggling at the moment to break a low block down. But I do think we will win 2-1. And the reason I say that is because Brighton are just one of those teams you never know until you're watching the game what Brighton is going to show up.
Yeah.
And it's just simply annoying because you don't want to disrespect Brighton in terms of saying, well, they're sitting 7th at the moment and they're not exactly doing too well as we thought they would have been doing this season. So, and then of course you want to show a bit of respect, and you want to show that there's times where they have punished us, and yeah, for me Brighton's a tricky one, and I don't really want to put them down. So I'll give them 1 goal, but I think we will win.
Okay.
So you're saying it's not going to be the same scoreline as it was this time last year?
No, we'll win.
That was a horrible result.
We'll win. Yeah, that I don't want to be reminded by that. And
I
that's-
don't think that result don't really matter, because after that we went and won the Champions League. So
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
I think that
And somehow still finished second. Like, what the hell just happened?
on a serious note, I think we just tapped out of that game and the Villa game. Like, it wasn't important. So
And that's exactly why I say we don't put teams like Brighton down, because we know exactly what we can do, and it's very hard to put your finger on Brighton. So yeah.
cool.
George, what's yours?
I'm gonna go 4-1. I'm quite confident going in Sunday. I think Russo, obviously coming off the bench, I think she'll grab another goal. I think we're starting to see Mariona playing quite well again. Not worried about Brighton at all, really. Champions of the world, why should we be? Evening, Kev. Hope you're all right. But yeah, I'm not really worried about. I'm trying to think, when's the next game that I'm worried about.
All right, so
Spurs.
we've got
Probably Spurs. I'm not worried about it, but you just don't know, do you? Like, we should beat them, but
are you talking league game or just overall?
Just generally, I'm not worried about obviously Leuven. Not worried about.
So we've got Brighton, Leuven, Bristol international break, then London City, West Ham, Chelsea in the Champions League, North London Derby in the league, and then second leg of the Champions League.
So yeah, probably.
I mean, for me, the only game that's concerning me the most from a league perspective is the North London Derby.
Chelsea, we beat them before, so
Chelsea don't have the luck of WSL referees when we play them next.
This is a very good point.
They also don't have the luck of not having VAR, because you go back to that first game of the season against Chelsea. There were like 4 mistakes that the refs made, at least 3 mistakes that were goals, then not goals. So we have that as kind of luck on our side. We also handed Chelsea their second loss in 2.5 seasons. So I don't know. I do have a question for you guys for next week, Wednesday, in our game against Leuven. With Smith suspended for that game and Beth Mead out, we're only left with Chloe Kelly and Caitlin Ford as our wingers. Do you see Smila Holmberg getting pushed up and playing on the right wing?
Ooh, that's a thought.
Yeah, I could see it. Because then I still think they'll go down. If it all depends with what happens with Russo in that time, but if they don't play her, I do think Renee would play a false 9 and then put Holmberg as a winger. So
she was really impressive against City when she was on. I really, really liked her a lot. So yeah, potentially, if you're going to experiment, that's the game to do it.
I mean, even in the 45 that she played Wednesday against Leuven, right? Because didn't she get subbed on at halftime, second half? I don't remember.
Yes, maybe. I want to say yes.
Yeah. But that Dorian said Palova could also be given an attack-minded role on the right as well. So
Mark has also said that either kind of Cross can play on the left and the right wing.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
This is what I mean. Like, we're in such a luxurious position with being 4-0 up and still playing at home that you can rotate and play players in different positions. Like, if you're looking at the team that we probably would put out, even if there's players in the squad, that team should still be able to get a result. So I'm not, but they probably will play Russo. So, and the thing is, if you play Russo up front and then at half time we've got a couple goal lead, then why not? Like, no offense, they're not going to score 7 in the second half. Like, you could even play Borbo up front. They're not going to do it.
I would honestly love that. Can we just
play up front if you want? I'll play up front.
Why
Yeah,
don't
that's what I mean.
they all just like draw straws before the game starts, just for like, pick a position and just see how it goes?
well we have 4 keepers. We only need 1 in the goal. Let's put the other 3 just in the middle of the pitch.
Yeah, why not? Fine.
But yeah, cool. We'll wrap it up there, guys. Obviously, thank you to everyone in the chat. Obviously, please remember to subscribe and hit that share button on all the channels we mentioned earlier. So the Arsenal Women Chat Show, the Mr. Arsenal Podcast, and Highbury Fans Forever. Your support means everything. Just want to say thank you to all the guys in the chat. I'm not going to mention everyone because I will forget someone. Because it's just too many, which we love. The more merrier. There's been some couple new names in there, so that's been really, really good. Some regulars, as always, love having you there. So yeah, thank you to my guests as well. Caroline, great to have you back on. Thank you.
The occasional Friday that I'm free.
No, you're good. It's been good. I think this is probably the first show that the females have outweighed the men, so it's good. It's more what we want. It's more what we want. So, any Arsenal women fans out there, please get in touch if you want to get involved. Catherine, thank you as well for coming on and helping, with all like the watch-alongs and stuff.
Always nice to be on.
Great. And leave the best till last, and that's it. Oh, sorry, Laura. Leave the best till last. Thank you, Laura. Thank you for everything you do, producing the shows, just being you, and talking sense. Talking the most sense out of the couple in your household.
George, do you know how to end your live stream?
Yeah, I do actually. The voiceover reads end now.
Guess what? You can end it then because I'm off.
It'll take me a while to end it, but it's fine. But no, seriously, thank you for everything you do.
And if you keep it up, I will agree with Darren that Paul was best host. Yeah,
he probably was, to be fair. He had the more views, so it's fine. But yeah, thank you for everything you do.
No worries. Anything for you, buddy.
Thank you, mate. All right, we will be back. We'll be back on Sunday. I think Ryan will probably be doing a watch along, I assume. I probably could come on that because I'm not at the game. And then Monday there'll be a show. Darren will be happy because it will not include me because I'm not around. So, yeah. So Paul might get his limelight again. There you go, Paul. Darren's volunteered you. But yeah, we'll sort all that out. Just keep following us on all of our socials. And honestly, if it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't really have the shows. So thank you and take care and have a lovely weekend. Stay safe.
Bye.